Hey up guys, Yorkshire Sim Guy here and welcome into Farming Simulator 25 Small Town USA on this Zero to Hero playthrough. So behind me we've got our equipment. We've got the Deuce Far 3.70, 71 horsepower on this bad boy. We've got the Q4M front loader attacher with a log fork, and we have got a vehicle that is on the majority of British farms, Land Rover Defender. This little baby is to the British what the pickup truck is to the Americans. You'll see it on most farms in the UK, and we've got a little 5,000 litre trailer to get us going. We're on a hard economy difficulty, and this is all we've got for starting. It's going to be this, a chainsaw. We've got no money in the bank. We've got a 100k loan to get through. We need to get that paid off at some point. We've got this piece of land, number 23. I've picked this one because it's quite near the sawmill. Saves me going all the way across the map to sell off as wood as and when we get it. I think realistically our goals, early goals, are going to just be to get enough money to get some equipment to get a field going, so we can get a bit of this land ploughed up, get some arable crop in the ground. We're going to try and do it as realistically as we possibly can, I suppose. Obviously it's not going to be super realistic as it's a game, but there'll be no super strength, there'll be no contracts. I don't know if there's contracts on this map. I think there might be a few, but we're not going to do them. There's going to be no loans once we've paid off that 100k loan we've got. We won't be able to take any loans out, so we're just going to have to chop trees and produce goods to get our money up. Right, so let's just dive straight into it. It's enough chit chat from me. Let's get his chainsaw out and start chopping and loading some trees. I do have a lot of mods on here, over 100, well about 130 I would say all in all. Most of them are equipment and vehicle mods, because the base game equipment, there's not much cheap equipment, so we've got some mods on for that so we can get going nice and early. That's about it really. We have got a few gameplay mods, nothing major. These trees are so annoying. Got to take all these branches off. My wood loading skills are not great, I'll pre-warn you now, so just take me a little bit to get all this wood loaded up into the trailer. But I'm sure that'll get better as we go. Not quite sure what we're chopping here, but we're chopping. Right. Well, that's half a tree gone. These trees are so difficult because you can't just debranch them like you could on FS22, which is a little bit annoying. But we'll get there, we'll get there. I was hoping I might be able to pick that one up, but it's still too heavy. So I think get this big boy chopped in. I mean, that's 2 ton that. Holy mackerel, that's a big piece of wood. Let's see if the little Deuce is able to pick that one up. I'm hoping to be able to get some equipment fairly early on. Like I say, we are on hard economy, so it may be that it takes me a bit longer than I would like. I don't think we're going to be able to do this. I think we're going to be tipping the tractor. We need to try and get some passive income going as well. So the little sawmill, I think it's about 35k. No, we're not going to be able to get that one. The little sawmill, I want to get that going as soon as possible as well, so that can just be churning out beams and logs for a good source of income. Try and get some greenhouses, or at least one greenhouse to start with. So that can be earning us a bit of cash whilst we're... Oh, these are far too heavy. Right, well. I think what we need to do, how much is the front weight? 750 quid. So I think we're going to have to sell a bit of wood, get enough for a front weight. So that can just counterbalance the tractor with these bigger logs. I have moved the vehicle shop. There is a vehicle shop here. But I've got a mod called Store Delivery, so it delivers it to wherever you want. I've put it down there for now. It does charge you 10% of the cost of whatever you're buying for delivery. But in real life, you know, they do deliver to your farm, so I don't think that's too unrealistic. I'll try and separate these now so I can get hold of it. Come on. Hopefully this one won't tip us. Seems alright, take it steady. It looks like a tiny log, but it's still nearly a ton in weight. Nice. First log in and loaded. Right, I'm going to get as much as this into the trailer as I can, and then we'll take it on down to the sell point. I'm not quite sure what's going on with this tree. It's running away from me. Let's try and stop it. I'm glitching out. I think this is somehow stuck in the forks. I'm going to try and cut it out, and then we'll get this load down to the sawmill. Hopefully should give us enough to buy a weight for the tractor so we can pick up some bigger logs. Oh, I think that's glitched on. Right. Is that going to be too heavy to pick up behind? Oh no, we can. I'll get these in. Get this over to the sawmill. See what that gives us. Can't see us getting that much off it on hard economy, but hopefully should give us enough to buy a weight. I have no idea what we're going to get from this, or even if that is the trigger point. I think it's over there. No idea what we're going to get for this. What is going on with this trailer? Like I say, hard economy. I'm hoping it gives us at least, you know, £1,000. We'll see. 1800, not bad at all. Not bad at all. I hate these trailers. I just can't reverse with them at all. Right, so 1800. We can get a pretty decent weight with that. 1800. Yeah, let's get a ton. We'll get a ton one. And we'll get it in Dusfar Green. Match the tractor. Buy. I do have a finance mod on, but I'm not going to use it. I should probably turn that off next time I reload, because it's not going to be used on this one. Right, let's head back to the forest, pick up the weight, and carry on chopping down the trees. Right. We've got us rear weight. I'm not going to bore you with chopping down trees, so I will bring it back when I've got a full trailer ready to sell. Do that a couple of times. What we're looking for, let's see how much money we need. So what do we need to get an arable field on the go? We're going to need a plough first. I do have a couple of mods for that. The smaller ploughs. It's probably going to be this 1.5 metre. That one actually, the 2.5 metre, so that's 5.5k. So we need that. We're going to need some sort of seeder. Massey Ferguson drill there. I know that's a bit close to the edge, only costing £1,000, but it's a decent seeder, and you know I've used it in the past. So we're going to go that's 6.5k. We're going to need a pallet of seeds, pallet of fertilizer, some lime. So it's that 2.5k plus the seeds. That's another 4.5k for the lime spreader. So 4.5. Yeah, we're going to need about 20k, I think, just to get going. But then the question is, where we're going to put the field. We've obviously got all this space here, so I need to clear an area that we can start planting. So right, I'll crack on getting these trees down, getting some area cleared, and I'll bring it back when we've got a full trailer. Right, we're just approaching the sawmill with his second load. It's yeah, it's a bit jumbled. We've got it all on there. Managed to cut a lot of them down to smaller pieces I can move beyond. Yeah, it doesn't look great, but it gets the job done. So let's see what this one gives us. 1,100. Okay, so to get to that 20 grand mark, it's going to take. Well, if it's a load like that, it's going to take a lot. But we'll get there. It's a survival challenge. It's not meant to be easy. So let's head back down to our plot. I've done a little bit of clearing as well. Got rid of some of the shrubbery. So I'll show you that. There we are. Don't look much difference. There's only that one tree still gone down, but I have cleared away a lot of the shrubbery, trying to make a bit of space for field. I think the first field's probably going to be just grass, just a grass field to get some going. Right, I'm going to crack on, get the next trailer load done, and I think I'm just going to keep selling wood until we get to somewhere near where we can get some implements. I'm hopeful this one's going to give us a bit more than the last one, because we've got the base of the tree in this load, which are bigger logs, but we shall see. Hopefully we should get a couple of grand, hopefully. Yeah, 2,200, not bad. So I think we're getting about 2.5k a tree. So we need, what, 10 trees. How much, out of interest, is a little sawmill? Because that will give us passive income. Where are we? Sawmill. It's going to be 36k, innit? Yeah, 36k. Ooh, okay. Ah, out of interest. What about a bigger trailer? Get more on there. What about the log trailer? Wherever thou art, forestry, wood transport. 15k. Don't need the crane. That's not a bad shout. Well, we'll keep on going, and we'll see what the money sitch is after we've done a few more runs, and then we can make a decision, because we're going to be a long way off anything at this rate. Next load in. start getting some of the Scotch pines as well, because they're straight. It's a lot easier to chop. 2.5 grand, not bad, not bad. Back we go for another one. I've made an executive decision. I've changed the economy to normal as opposed to hard, because we've been at this 2.5 hours and we've made 5.5k. So going back that, it's going to take us days to get anything. So change it to normal. Let's see how much of a difference it makes. This load's not great because my stacking is not great. Yeah, even on normal 1100 quid. So we'll carry on, try and get some. If I can get the stacking better, get more wood on here, make more money. That's the plan. So see what the next load brings. Hopefully we can stack it a bit better. But I don't think it's made that much of a difference going from hard to normal, if I'm being honest. We shall see. Right, well, I think I finally found the best way to do this. The Scotch pines, these ones to the left of us now, they're very straight, easy to chop down and debranch. The trailer's just over 4 metres long, so if we do them at 4 metre pieces, we can just stack them nicely. Bottom 2 cuts I can do with a fork, the rest of them I can do by hand. So I'm hoping, I think there's about 4 or 5 Scotch pines on here. They just stack in nicely, 4 metres long, and then I've chucked a couple of American elms on top just to finish off. Let's see what we'll get off this. Beautiful, nearly 6k there, just over 5.5k. So that is a lot better, a lot easier way to do it. So Scotch pines are the way forward, guys. That's what we're going to be doing now. Scotch pines, 4 metres long. Get this trailer stacked up nicely. So we're at 12.5k, we're about halfway where we need to be to get the implements to start a field. I still need to get the space for it, so going to be a few more trips yet for the old logs before we can look at getting a field, so let's crack on. We've got a really nice load here, stacked beautifully, even if I do say so myself. All Scotch pine. Running low on the Scotch pines now though, so I think we may need to change our plan. If we can get the small sawmill first, we can chuck some of the American elms in there to be processing whilst we get some more. That gives us 7,300. So that puts us nearly at 20 grand. The sawmill's 36. What are we, about halfway through the first month, so we're going to get another load. I think we need another couple of loads at least. Hopefully then I think the best plan is to get the sawmill first. Then that can be producing beams and planks whilst we carry on selling loose wood, to be able to get the implements to make an arable field. Right, back to wood chopping. Another 7k, best part up, nice. This one's not stacked as well, I've got to admit, but what I've done is I've cut down about 15 Scotch pines, which is the last of the clumps of Scotch pines on my land. There's the odd ones dotted about, but the majority of them are down now. And these are all the bases, they're all the big heavy trunks, so I'm hoping this is going to give us a bit more, because there's a lot of weight on this trailer. We shall see, fingers crossed. Pretty much the same, 6k, which is fine. What we're on now, 32, so one more load and we'll have the sawmill finally. The problem with Scotch pines, like I say, is if it's a 20 plus metre one, the bottom 2 cuts I have to move bit tractor with log fork. The rest of it I can move by hand, which is why it's been stacked so high on the previous ones, because I can just load up the bigger ones on the bottom with the tractor and then the rest of them by hand. So after this run, that'll be all the Scotch pines, and then we're moving back onto the American elms, which are a lot heavier. You know, talking over a ton for a little 4 metre log, so they'll be good for the sawmill as well. A lot more volume of wood per log. One more load and we can get the sawmill. And then we start it all over again to be able to get the implements, but hey ho, fun and games. It's a logger's life. Right, this is pretty much the last of the pines. There's a few stragglers left behind, a few little bits that couldn't fit on. So that's the thing, when you're loading behind, you can just stack it, strap it, keep stacking it. It's mad. Let's see what we get from this. Ooh, that was best load yet, that. Best part of 9 grand. 41k, just over. So I've cut down a couple of American elms as well. So I'm just going to get them chopped up in the trailer and back to sell. And hopefully that will give us enough for the implements we need and the sawmill, so we can get the sawmill down and start ploughing a field up straight away. Oh. That was a long while to get to where we needed to be, and that was on, apart from the first few loads, that was on normal economy as well. So yeah, it really is a difficult grind when you're on a survival style playthrough, but we're there now. We can start bringing in some passive income with the sawmill. I want to have a look at a greenhouse as well, try and get as much passive income in as we can. So it leaves us free to start getting some fields down and some stuff planted, but the greenhouses may have to wait. Depends how much they are and if there's a water source any nearby. Right, one more load I think and that should do us. Okay, we've got a lot of sort of bits and bobs on the trailer at the minute. We've got the last few bits of pine at the bottom, the smaller bits, and just a random assortment of American elm. I've no idea what this is going to fetch us. It's all sort of off-cuts really. Let's have a look, see what we get. Yeah, 3 grand. Okay, so let's head back to our piece of land. I'll show you where we're up to. I've been clearing bits and bobs. Completely stuck here. Yeah, we'll show you if I can drive. Right, finally, show you where we're up to. I've got a couple more trees cut down and debranched and ready to be loaded up. I've cleared a lot of the bush and sort of scrap trees out of the way. Doesn't look like that big a piece of land on the map, but it's a massive piece of land when you actually look at what's there. So we need to figure out and plan a field, because there's still got a lot of trees to cut down to be able to make a decent field land. But let's head back there. I'll show you where we're at, and then what the plan is going forward. So all this side, this is all cleared by that one American elm there. This was all the pines. We've only got a little bit of land here, just this little triangle. So I think on this side what we're going to do is going to put the sawmill down, and we're going to put down the farmyard. That'll be on this side. This side of the track, again, this is where the majority of our land is. There's a lot of it here, and I've cleared out all the pines. Well, not all the pines, some of the pines, and all the sort of bushes and stuff. But to get a field down here, we've still got a good 20 or 30 trees to take down and get rid of to even give us any sort of plot that we can plough a field into. Still a lot of work ahead of us. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to get the sawmill down. We're going to get that going, and then I think we're just going to have to clear some of these trees. This sort of the arc, as like this front bit of arc here, and just get a small field down so we've got some growing. I think we're probably going to go with grass to start with, and then we can extend the field the more trees we get rid of, but it's going to be a long process clearing space for a field. So I think we should get the sawmill down. Small sawmill. Wherever it is. Sawmill. Okay. So we're going to get this down here on this side of the road. I'm going to get it... yeah, it needs to be somewhere relatively flat. That should do, I think. Let's just have a look at that. Yeah, it's not too bad. Might need to just do a little bit of... yeah, probably just going to have to soften it a bit, I think. Let's try and get that as level as we possibly can. Just make it a little bit easier when we load in the products that come out of it. That looks a bit better, I think. Should make it a bit easier to get the tractor in with the front loader. Possibly. Yeah, I think we should be alright. So let's get some logs in there. Got all these here ready to go. Some of these little ones, like this little one here, it doesn't look very big, but nearly a ton on the American Elm. It's only 1.8 metres, so obviously the tractor we've got, it would do us for now, but we can't carry really heavy stuff. I mean, luckily we've got the rear weight to keep us from tipping, but still it's a bit dodgy. Whoa, steady, steady. Yeah, that slope might be an issue. Try and approach it from the other side. Whoa there, Nelly. Come on, my son. You can do it. Go on. You taking that? No? I'm at the wrong side. What an absolute amateur. Yeah, let's try that one again. Go on, get up there. There we go. So how much has that given us? 1400 litres. Okay, so let's get everything on the go. Get that working away. I'm going to fill that up with some more of the bigger logs. What we got? Just under 8.5 grand left. See how much we need to get a grass field going. Where's the mowers? I've got the double bar mower. What's that one? Swaffer pack. Yeah, so we'll get the mower, the double bar one. Yeah. So that's 5 grand. So we can at least get some mowing done. Ploughs next. What is our tractor's horsepower? I can't remember. Where's the Deuce Far? So it's 71 horsepower. So, ploughs. 25. Going to be that one, I think. Yeah, we can't afford it yet, so we're going to get that plough. Let's try to think what else we need. A little drill, and we know the drill's only £1,000. So we should be able to get some grass in the ground fairly shortly. So I'm going to try and load up another load, get some wood into the sawmill, get that going, and then we'll come back and have a look at marking out a field if we can, so we know what trees we need to take down. Right, well, the sawmill's full. We've got this log here that should drop in at some point. We've managed to get everything on the back of there, only just. So we need to get this sold now, and then pick up, plough, and get a field marked out. And it's cracking, it's 5:15, we haven't got loads of daylight left. So it may be we get the field marked out and then sleep through the night. I've got the hobo house, I think it's called, pack. So we can get a sleep point down as a tent. I think will be the first one we start with. We can work his way up until we can get a proper farmhouse on go. But I'll be interested to see what we get from this. It is quite heavy, this load. The heavy logs that took a bit of wrestling with the tractor to get stacked, but I think we need maybe, we can get £7,000, I'd be happy with that. That'll get us the plough, the seeder and some seed. Like I say, we've got the mower. Not quite sure how much. We're going to need something that we can pick the grass up with. A baler would be ideal, but I don't know if I've got any baler mods on. I'll have to have a look. Let's get this salt and then we'll have a look at balers. £5,500, not great. Have I got any bale mods? Square balers, round balers, no. 60k, that's just never going to happen. I mean, we could get that one, I suppose, but it only gives us the tiny bales. And we want, yeah, I'll have to have a look, see if there's any cheap bale mods. Because we need a round baler really that can do a couple of different sizes. Yeah, so £8,500, so let's buy the plough. It was that one. Let's buy the seeder. That does take fertiliser as well, but I don't know if I'll be able to afford it. 35 horsepower, that's fine, let's buy that. 2.5k. Do I get a pallet seed now? How much is fertiliser? Yeah, £2,000. So we can get a pallet seed, and then all we need to get, sell a few more logs, get a pallet of fertiliser, and that seed will last us a long time if we're doing grass. Beautiful. Right, let's get all this equipment back to the, well, it's not really the farm as such, our plot of land, and we can start mowing. Do I want to start mowing? I don't think it's any point starting mowing actually. I was thinking of mowing it before ploughing it, try and get a cut of grass, but if we haven't got any way to pick it up, the forage wagons are going to be far too expensive, I would imagine. Yeah, they're 30k for cheapest. Okay. Not to worry. Whoa. Yeah, that's gonna be troubling. How much are pallet forks? I don't think we can afford them. Just thinking of loading stuff onto this tractor. Onto the trailer, sorry. Where's my front loader? The front loader tools, pallet forks. 1700, no, I can't afford it. Right, so I'm going to let me just mark out. We'll head back to the land. I'm going to mark out a farm yard, a small one, just to bring all this equipment to. And then we need to move everything down. I'm going to have a look on ModHub, see if there's any cheaper little balers that we can possibly have a look at. Whoa there. So I think we're going to start the farm. Let's turn that off. We'll start the farmyard past this. I do have free landscaping on as well. It's just something I always use. It just works out so expensive to put something down. We'll start off, we're not going to start off on concrete or asphalt, tarmac, out like that. We're just going to start off with gravel, possibly, something cheap. Gravel. Quite like the... I would like gravel but with mud in, like that maybe. Let's have a look. What's that look like? Yeah, I can deal with that. Right. So like I said, all this side eventually is going to be the farmyard. Oh, that's interesting. I have the axis lock mod as well, a straight line mod. See where that takes us. Yeah, that's a way out, isn't it? Okay, well we'll just start with this area here. And then we can't afford any sheds or out, but just a place for us to dump the equipment we've got. Need to get rid of that tree. Do a bit of levelling as well. This area here looks very strange. Got a bit of sculpting. Let's try and soften this out. That's better. I'll try and make this as level as possible. Alright, let's take a look, see what that looks like. We are on a massive hill. But it looks alright, to be fair, not a bad starting little yard. Probably going to be quick. Okay. Stop there. Never experienced that before. Okay, stop. Wow, okay. Runaway trailer. I didn't think it was that severe of a slope. We'll have to have it the other way then. We'll have it facing this way. Oh, it's quite a bit of a hill, isn't it, to be fair. That should be alright. Or not. Okay, this poses an issue then, doesn't it? This definitely poses an issue for the yard. Without a shed, I mean I could put some fencing up, I suppose, but then we'll have to take it down when we want to expand. What have we got in the way of fencing and how expensive is it? 70 quid for Jesus Christ. 100 quid. Wow. Is that just for one panel as well? Jesus. Don't want that. That is so expensive. Okay. Well, let's grab the equipment anyway, and we can bring it back. I'll have to have a think about what to do there. Just wondering if we leave it this side, is it going to roll away? Oh, it shouldn't. It's got a leg on it, hasn't it? So could just be the trailer. I think we're going to have issues with it. Let's grab the plough. And we'll see if that rolls. And the planter might do. Drill, what are you going to call it? Okay, so the drill's fine. The mower's fine. I think literally it's just going to be the trailer. Which what I might do is just might make a little bay. Whoa! Like a little parking bay with fences just to stop it rolling away. It is a nightmare to back up that trailer though, it goes all over the place. It's not got the, I don't know what it's called, it's like the solid axle or whatever that stops it going crazy when you reverse it. Can we attach to the plough? Don't think we can. Right, we'll have to bring tractor down for plough, which is fine. So we'll grab the tractor and come back and grab the plough. Oh, that's a heavy plough, is that? Even with the front weight on, it's rocking me a bit. Should be alright. With 5 or 6 horsepower below the requirements for it, but that shouldn't really make a difference. Got a feeling it's going to pull us to one side once we start ploughing though, but we can have a look. I want to get a field marked out so I know what trees to concentrate on getting rid of. Just have a look at where our land is. So we can probably go back a little bit more. A lot of trees though. Let's drop it down here. And I'm just going to go steady as she goes. Mark out a field. And then I'll bring it back once it's marked out. Right, we've got the field marked out. It's not massive. Come down here. I don't know if I can see it on the map. No, can't see it on the map. When it comes down here, just past that tree, along and back up. Now that there's a lot of trees here, a lot of trees. Probably, if I had to hazard a guess, I'd say at least 20, 25. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to, so already 26. Let's get our little farmhouse tent down, so we've got an overnight point. And I think I'm just gonna just going to work through, get as much of these down as I can, get a few trips done to the sawmill and back. Probably see it a bit better from here. It's not a massive field, but it's a decent size. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Yeah, it's about 25 trees, I'd say. So I'm just going to work through now, get those down, get them all salt. Yeah, we'll start with a tent. Just have that there as an overnight point and a spawn point. Right, so it's 26. I reckon it's going to take me most of the night to get all these trees down. I'll get all the trees down and then I'll bring it back when I'm ploughing and just show you the progress. And I think probably, depending on what time we get the trees done, I'll probably sleep and start ploughing in the morning. Don't know how I turn that off. I need the forks, but yeah, I'll bring it back in a few hours once the trees are all cleared and we can have a look at the field. Well, it's taken us the best part of 15 hours, but we have done. We're ready to start farming. So let me just run you through. We have bought the equipment. Let's just show you first off. We bought a bale trailer. That was only £5 grand. Put in a few more mods. Obviously, we've got the drill you've seen. We've got this baler here. That cost me... What did that cost? Let's look at prices of stuff. Baler. Just over 12.5k for that baler. Had a few mods put in, extra ones, so we could afford what we need to do. We got a little windrower. Obviously got the plough. Got this bale wrapper, which is standard in-game wrapper, 16k. What else have we got? Got some bale wrap, some net wrap, some seeds, some fertilizer. I had to get a bigger weight because the tractor would just wheel in every time I had a tree in. We bought a bale spike. That's only a couple of grand. So yeah, I think what we need to do now is sleep really till tomorrow. This sawmill runs so slow. 180 litres. Planks, 120 beams. Yeah, it's going to take a long time to get out of that. I'll show you the field now. We've cleared the trees, so that's the field we've marked out. It's not massive, but it's a start. We've still got all this land here that's full of trees to deal with as well. So what I think I'm going to do is we're going to do a bit of silage to start off. Don't really like doing silage, to be honest, but it's the easiest earner in the game. So we'll give this a cut. We won't get much off this because it's just like, you know, like meadow and plants and stuff. And then we'll hopefully get a couple of bales at least that we can wrap and start fermenting. And then it's just a case of ploughing it all and seeding it. So let's get some sleep, pass the day on to tomorrow. Oh, in fact, before we do that, let me just quickly show you what we've actually made off the wood. So 110,000 we've made from selling wood. So approximately 5k a trailer. It's a lot of trailers full. Right, let's pass on to tomorrow. Hopefully the factory might have churned some out. Possibly. We shall see. Not a bad night's rest in the tent. Bit solid under the bed, but we're walking up to a rainstorm. So we're still nowhere near a pallet of anything from here. So going by that could be a couple of months before we even get a pallet. But it is what it is. Let's get this meadow mowed. The old Deucefar's really struggling to pull this mower. What's the horsepower requirements of it? I thought we had more than enough. Where is it? 60 horsepower. And we've got 71, so it shouldn't be struggling, but it is doing. Well, it is what it is. We can't afford a new tractor anytime soon, so we'll just crack on with this, get this mowed. There must be a hill this way. I can't see it. It doesn't look like it's a hill. Maybe a little bit, but we don't get over 4 miles an hour going this way. But when we get to the top and turn it back round, come down the other side, we get to like 15. So yeah, it's strange because it doesn't look like it's that steep, but it must be an incline because we're really struggling going this way. And as soon as we turn the corner, we start picking the speed up. When we come back down this way, we absolutely start flying. Get up to about 15, maybe even 16 if we push it. 16, there we go. So yeah, it must be a lot steeper than it looks, but we're nearly there, we're cracking on. Right, last little bit now. Kept coming across stumps as I was going. I thought I'd got them all when I chopped trees down, but must have missed some. This last little bit, it's taken more than I expected, to be honest, but this tractor doesn't like going up hills with this blade on. We've had the right pigs here with that one, haven't we? It really struggles going uphill. Doesn't even look like uphill though, that's the thing that gets me. Oh, it's flat. Come on. You can do it. I think the next thing we need to buy is going to be a tractor, if I'm being honest. Come on. I mean, it should be able to pull this easily. It's got 10 more horsepower than the required amount, but it does struggle. Hopefully it'll be alright with the rest of the tools. It's all within horsepower range, but we shall see. Right, that'll do. Let's go grab the windrower, get this road up, and then we can see how many bales we're going to get. Still raining. Doesn't affect us that much though, since we're going to silage, we're not making hay out. Whoa there. Right, that'll do. Right, Mr. Windrower. See how this gets on going uphill. Hopefully better than the mower. Yeah, it seems alright. Shouldn't take me too long to get all this road up. Not too bad with this little windrower. Just doing the last bits now and then we can move on to bale. Down one way and up the other one, it creates quite a nice little road, to be fair. Beautiful. Right, let's grab the baler and see how many bales we get off this. Doesn't look too bad. I think we'll easily get a couple. It's not a massive baler. And it requires 55 horsepower to pull this, so again we should be more than easy enough to pull it. Even though it's a bit of a big beast. Put the bale size to 150. That's the maximum size the wrapper can do. Right then, let's have a look at her. Not bad, pulling it fairly easily. We get steady 11-12 mile an hour as well. That's not bad at all. It should only take us 5 minutes to get these bales done. Well, we've got a lot more than I expected off that. If we do manage to get this last one, which I think we will, that'll be 5 bales. Which is, yeah, there we go. Look, there's our 5th one. That's lovely. Didn't think we'd get anywhere near that. Thought we'd get 2, 3 at absolute maximum, but 5's nice. We'll get this last bit of grass up, and then we'll bring the wrapper down and have a look at that. I've never used that wrapper before, so I'm not quite sure how it works, but we will figure it out. Okay. So what do we just reverse into the bale, pick it up? Okay, it's fairly straightforward then. Right, get these 5 wrapped up and then we can get them moved over with the front loader. Not a bad little wrapper that, to be fair. Nice and easy to position the bales as well. Beautiful. Right, let's get the front loader attached. And the trailer. Get these bad boys loaded up. Won't get much for them as silage, but it's it won't be too bad. Should be more than what we get for a trailer full of logs, I reckon, anyway. Oh. Well, let me go get a let me go get a weight. Nice. Lovely. Come on. Nice. Now drop this weight off, come back for the trailer. Drop them in the yard, grab the plough and get to ploughing. Right, let's get this bad boy ploughed up, ready for planting. Whoa, well, love it shot there. There we go, nice straight line. Let's go. Just got the last pass now. Not too bad. It's a decent sized plough, is this, to be fair. Not a massive fan of ploughing. It's tedious at best, but we got it done. Can't rotate this plough for some reason, which makes it a little bit more difficult. We've just missed a tad there, yeah. We'll get this last bit and then we need to just grab the drill and get the grass seed in ground. Beautiful. Right, let's get the drill and get to seeding. Right, I think we'll start with a headland. Get one headland done. Yeah. Get one headland done, and then we'll just go up and down, then finish off. Just finishing up, last bit of drilling now. Not too bad at all. There's a lot of field stone, but unfortunately at this point we can't afford to get a stone picker or a roller. I do have a couple of mods for both to get cheaper ones, smaller ones, but we've only got just over £1,000, so it's going to have to wait, I'm afraid. After this is drilled, obviously it's fertilising at the same time. Fertiliser's just run out, as we've said that. Let's go grab some more fertiliser just for that last bit. So yeah, last bit now. Once this is done, there's not really much for us to do. We've got... This will take 3 months to grow. Maybe even, I don't know if it'll count this month as month 1. But we need to... It might even be spring by the time we come to harvest. So all that I can really do is a bit more logging, really. So that's all done. What we're looking at, fertilisation. We'll need a second fertiliser. Just thinking what we can get on fertilisers. Do have a couple of mods again, something like this. 10 metres, doesn't hold much. £4,500, but that does lime as well, so that might be a decent purchase. £4,500 plus. What else do we need? I don't think we need. We should have enough fertiliser. So £4,500. That's only one trailer load of trees. So really, there's not much for me to do. I want to. Let's just get this parked up, and I'll show you what my next plan of action is. Use barely any seed at all doing that field. Let's see how big that field actually is. No, I was hoping that would have updated with grass. So, plan really is we need to take out. We've got all this land this way up to about here. That's all ours. So what I want to do over the next 3 months is just take out as many trees as I can, really, so we can extend this field out and up this way a bit as well. Yeah, there's not much more for us to do. I mean, I don't know how expensive. I mean, we've got all this, so we've got, you know, we've got a lot of space. So it's just a case of chopping all the trees down. I mean, yeah, the land is super cheap on this map at least, so we can look at expanding maybe come the springtime. So I'm going to just basically keep the sawmill going, keep this all stocked. Yeah, it's barely done any at all, to be fair. We'll one of the best time to sell these is the planks and stuff. Let's have a look. any time apart from now, really, on the beams. Planks is July. Planks long is now. So we'll keep an eye on how many of these pallets we get over the next 3 months. It's not going to be many. Maybe 1.5, 2 at most. So yeah, I'm just going to cut trees down. Let's have a look at what we want to buy next. We definitely want a tractor. So that's the one we've got now, 71 horsepower. I would like the Ford. That's a decent little tractor. $44k. And if we get the bigger engine, so it's 136 horsepower for 50k, and it's a nice looking tractor as well, to be fair. So that's not too far at all, really, 50k. Other than that, you know, they start jumping up in price massively then. 100k plus, really. So that's a long way off. So I think the Ford is his best bet. Tools wise, the only other thing we need, I mean, if we do a cereal crop, we're going to need a harvester. And again, I've got a lot of mods on the harvesters, so we should be able to get something fairly cheap. Yeah, I mean, that's 26.5 grand. It's only a tiny little harvester, but it will do for what we need. And the head is less than 10k as well, so that's an option. Moving up to something like this, 65k, a little bit more expensive, but that'll do us a lot longer. Yeah, so it's 100k all in. So I think we start off with one of these two. Same horsepower, just a little bit bigger tank. So we can get cereal crop in the ground come spring. Planting season, I mean, it's going to be, unless we did oats in March. We could do oats, actually. It's quite a short growth period, and then we could reseed barley or wheat in the autumn. So yeah, we've got lots to do. I'll just keep doing stuff. Obviously we'll have the silage to sell maybe next month or the month after. So we've got a good steady income stream. I wouldn't mind as well a greenhouse. That's the rice. Small. Yeah, 18k for a medium one's not bad. I'm going to just see how much money we've got when we get to spring. So yeah, I'll crack on and I'll probably bring it back. Depending on what happens with the grass, either winter or even spring, depending, because like I say, there's not for us to do other than chop wood, which you guys don't want to see. So I'll see you on the other side. Well, we're into November, and we're just going to sell off some products. We're up to just under 24k. Did a few more trees last month. Nothing major to speak of, really. Like I say, we want that 50k for the Ford tractor. That field that we did is ready to harvest, although I think I should leave it another month, but I don't know if it's going to grow again. Not sure, so we might leave it, we might harvest it. I did buy a couple of fields. I've got 1 and 2. Let's just fly over there. And I'll plough them together into one field. And I needed one plough line straight up the middle, and they were connected. It needs fertilising again. I've just put grass in here. What did I buy? I bought the little fertiliser spreader, wherever that is. That one, because it can do lime as well. So I have limed everything. So yeah, I just need to fertilise that up. Whoa there. Silage bales have just become ready to sell. I did sell a pallet of planks last month. That was about £3.5 I got for them. So I thought I might as well do everything in one load. If I can get this on here. Come on. There we go. Beautiful. Let's get that strapped. And then I've got another pallet up here of planks that popped out recently. So then we need to head over to the farmer's market with all this, get it sold. I don't think that will give us enough for the Ford tractor, but it might do. It might do. If not, then maybe a couple more trees will get me there. I'm getting pretty bored of trees though, I'm not going to lie. I've made 150k on wood selling, and at between 4 and 5k a trailer. It's a lot of trailers. Yeah, it's getting a bit tedious, so I'm looking forward to moving on to actually harvesting. Oh, steady. Harvesting and baling some grass so we can actually stop. Jesus, this hill is a nightmare. So we can actually get some proper farming done and get some silage made. I'm still going to have to cut down because we still need to clear room for more fields. And we need to keep this sawmill stocked. Those two little fields I bought were about 4.5, 5k I think all in. So like the land price on this map is tiny, which is good, but at the same time I don't just want to buy fields because there's that field. How much is that? It's in 1,500. We've got these massive fields, 51k, 57k, 26k. You know, it's, we could just buy one of them, but I don't want to do that. I want to get our land ploughed and ready to plant ourselves. Just makes it more interesting on this map especially. Yeah, go on then, we'll take it off. I was just thinking to keep it on for the extra weight, but should be alright. If not, we'll have to come back and grab the front loader. Well, let's get this hooked up, get it over to the farmer's market and see what we get for it. Onwards. It's a very foggy winter's morning. I've had to come across the field because I followed the road down there last time. I think it was last month when I sold the planks, and on the way back. And it's there's a stream at the bottom, and I thought we could just ford over it, but I failed miserably and ended up having to reset the Land Rover and the trailer because it's sunk. So I don't know if we're actually able to ford that river, but I don't want to risk it with all this produce on here, so I've cut across the field, which I shouldn't be doing, but you know, it is what it is. I'll figure out a proper route next time, I think. But what a lovely morning. Beautiful graphics, fog, trees off in the distance, sun rising, beautiful. Do need to get some fuel as well. Probably do that on the way back, I imagine. I've not got any fuel yet. I only realised recently that it was on normal. I like to have fuel usage on high to make it a bit more realistic. Once we've got a bit more cash and a proper yard going though, we will put a fuel tanker in the yard. Okay. Let's have a look then, see what we get. That's obviously not the trigger point. Where is the trigger point? Is it around this side? Oh yeah. Try again. 16 grand. Nearly 17 grand. Not bad at all. So that leaves us... We can get the base Ford with that, but I want the upgraded horsepower one. So another 10k. And we'll be able to get that. Get a bit of fuel whilst we're here. £64. Cost me more than that to fill my bloody car up, let alone a tractor. Right, let's we'll go back this way and I'll show you the stream that I tried to ford over. See if there is an actual way over it from this side. Maybe we can see it a bit better. Okay, so here's the turning point. Just tell me to go this way. What does that sign say? High water. Well, yeah. Problem is it's so foggy I can't see the correct way to go. Can't see it hand in front of my face here. We're in the water. We're going to get across. Okay, we've made it this time. Lovely. Okay, so I know in future just try and follow the plants that are in there. Talk about a wall of fog. Right, back to the farm, and I think we what are we, 40k? Yeah, I think we'll probably do a couple of trees to get that last 10k. Where does the road stop here? Where are we? That's just the complete opposite, well, not the complete opposite way, but we've veered off course a bit. So we need to go back through woods. Yeah, we'll probably sell a couple of trees to get that last 10k, because I'd really prefer to do the mowing with a Ford if we can, because we know this tractor struggles with the double bar mower, even though it shouldn't do because it's got enough horsepower, but it does. So the Ford would be the vehicle of choice. So I'm going to get a couple of trees down, get them salt off, buy the Ford, and then we shall start mowing that silage, mowing the field to make silage. Like I said, I think, you know, can't see bloody hell. It should have another month really to get the full potential out of it, but I don't think it's going to grow at this time of the year anyway, so rather than wait until March, is it? Let's have a look at the calendar. Yeah, so it stops in November. Then yeah, so instead of waiting for March, we might as well get a cut off it now and get the silage salt in December. That top field that I bought last month has still got 2 months on it, so that's going to be March, April time anyway. But hopefully at that sort of time we can look at planting oats anyway. I think that's March planting time, isn't it? Oats. Yeah, get that planted in March, harvested in July, and then we can rotate the crop and either get some barley or some wheat in. So that's the plan. So I may have cut down a few more trees than just a couple. I've done quite a bit of work actually. What I did see, I was looking at the Ford in the shop, and I thought, let's have a look at sales. And this bad boy here, the Zeta, 171 horsepower, which is a lot more than the Ford, 60k, so it's only 10k more. It has got obviously 16.5 work hours on it, but you know, for something like that, don't want the twin wheels. You know, that's I can't say no to that, can I? 60k, 171 horsepower. Very nice. I will put a front loader attacher on it. So yeah, we're going to buy that. Beautiful. First proper purchase at farm. There's also that one, but 125k. A lot of cash. Let me show you what we've done. We've extended this field. We've got the second stage fertiliser on this grass field. Where are we? Finances. So wood. We ended up selling about 40k's worth. So all in all, since we started this playthrough, we've done 170, nearly 190k just in chopping and selling woods, trees, which is pretty crazy. So this is where we're up to. I marked out the field along that line, the first line, and then I thought, do you know what? Let's get a few more trees and extend it a bit more. So we've got a pretty big field there. So I'm going to mow it all, including all the sort of shrubbery in the marked out area as well. Our land runs up to pretty much where that is. We're at the border at this side, then it runs up to there. We've got this triangle here that's full of trees. That's still to do. That's ours. And then we've got a bit more this way, not much, but a bit more. Let's have a look. Yeah, so we've got that little triangle there as well. So we've still got a fair bit of land, so we can make this field pretty big, to be honest. So what we'll do is we'll get the Zeta tractor, Zeta, however you pronounce it. We'll get that new tractor. We'll get the mower on that because the old Deuce Far was struggling with the mower last time. We'll get all that mowed. We'll get it baled, wrapped. I might have a look as well this side. I think this is still my land. I've got a little bit of land this side, and what I might do here is I might put a sheep enclosure in, because all you need is grass, and we've got plenty of grass, or we will have. And that's again another passive income, which is pretty decent, to be honest. What I was also thinking is this farmland, the yard, sorry, level it off, so we're going to drop it down so it's level with the road here. We will have like a big wall of earth at the back, but if we put a shed up against it, then it won't really matter. But first things first, let's get into Zeta. Let's get this field mowed, baled, and then we can plough up and plant. I'll probably put, because we're not planting until March for the oats, I'm just thinking, I don't think there'd be much point in putting a cover crop in August. I mean, we could do, I suppose, put a cover crop in, let that grow March, and then plant as oats in April, harvest in August. That still gives us September to plant the wheat or the barley. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll plant a cover crop, oilseed radish, and then that will give us the first stage of fertiliser when we come to do the oats. Right, let's go get this Zeta. There she is, look at her, beautiful. I do need to repair it though. I don't know where workshop is on this map. Let's have a look. I would imagine it's the store. Yeah. So we'll head over to the store first, get it repaired up, so it's good to go, and then we'll crack on mowing. Just finishing up this mowing now. Not too bad. I would prefer a bigger mower, but you know, we ain't got the money for it right now. I do want to have a look at a bigger windrower though. They're normally fairly cheap. The one we've got, it's fine for the smaller field, but it's going to take me an age to to windrow all this up on with that little windrower. So we'll have a look at windrowers once I've finished this last couple of passes. Couldn't find the vehicle workshop anywhere, so I was planning on building my own anyway, but hopefully the new tractor will be alright for a bit before it needs repairing. Made it so much easier with this tractor as well. It's not struggling at all to pull this mower, which is lovely jubbly. I think we're going to get a good amount of bales off this as well, even though half of it's, I don't know what you call it, just like this brown bushy stuff, but it's a good space, it's a good sized field, so I'm confident we'll get a decent amount of bales given what we got off the last one. Once they're done and wrapped up and ready for silage, I'm hoping we're going to get a decent amount of cash as well. We've got them 2 fields up top to harvest in the spring. I would have liked to leave this another month, but like I said, it won't grow at this time of year anyway. So we won't maximise what we can get off it, but it'll be a decent amount. What I think we're looking for after, well, when we get to spring, I mean, we've got a decent seed drill. We're not going to be able to afford a new one, a bigger one, unless one comes up in a sale, that is, maybe. We're going to need a cultivator as well. What else we're going to need? We're going to need the harvester, which again, you know, I think it's about 30 or 40k. We'll cover the cost of that, the small one. I need to put a silo up because we're not going to sell it straight away. So yeah, we need a decent amount of cash. I may have to do some more forestry. I'd rather not do that because I'm getting pretty bored of it, to be honest, but you know, it is what it is. If we need to, we will do. And there we go, beautiful. Right, let's get this back to the yard and have a look at windrowers, see if we can get a bigger one. We've got 18k plus whatever our windrower will sell for. Decent. It is a decent sized field, this. I'm read up with it, to be fair. Right, let's drop you off. Right, what have we got in the way of windrowers? Cultivator there. How big's that? 4 meters. Not very big. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Windrowers. So the double one, 19.5. That's the first double one. 8.5 meter working width. Really? Then we jump to 60k. That's a massive leap. For only an extra metre, I don't really seem worth it. 9.5. What's that? 9.7, 9.2. 7 metres. Yeah, so 14. So it's going to be that one. Let's see what ours sells for. That sells for 7.5, just under. So let's sell that. Buy the double. Yep. Lovely. Just thinking, what else do we need? What did I just say? Another harvester. We need a grain silo. Yeah, we can have a look at that later on. Let's go pick up this windrower and get this field rowed up, ready for baling. Not a problem with a new tractor, this. Beautiful. I think we're going to get a good few rows off this as well, which will be nice for bales. Alright, baling done and dusted. What did we get from that? We got 21 bales, which is nice, a lot more than I expected. So now, I've got to get them wrapped, got to get them loaded onto the trailer. I ain't got anywhere to store them as such. But I think we'll, if we can get, I don't think we'll get them all on the trailer. Might just have to move some into the yard, get the trailer stacked as best I can. So yeah, let's get them wrapped and get them loaded up. And then they can just sit there then until they're fermented and we can sell them next month. Well, just coming up on the last bale. The thing I like about this bale wrapper is you can drop them wherever you want them, which is very handy, so I can drop them right next to each other, and it means then I can just drive straight in with bale fork on and pick them both up at the same time, which is lovely jubbly. Saves me a nice bit of time moving them about. I think I'll put the trailer on the Deuce, and I'll have the front loader on the Zeta, whatever it's called. I've used this tractor mainly just because I wanted to see how it was, but going forward I will split between both tractors so I don't amass loads of work hours on this one, because the Deuce is still good for fertilising, it's good for ploughing, it's good for baling, wrapping, everything really. It just struggles with the mowing. So we'll get the front loader on and we'll get these bales loaded, and then all that's left to do really is plough the new field, drill it, probably have to lime it as well actually. I've got a bit of money spare so I can buy some lime. I've got a bag down there, but yeah, I want to get the most possible yield as we can, so we're going to lime and fertilise. Right, let's get these bales loaded up. Like I said, I don't think they'll all get on one trailer. I'm not that skilled with the bale forks, but we'll get what we can on. Somehow I don't think the little Deuce is going to be able to pull that trailer. But yeah, okay. I'll use the Zeta, it's not a problem. So the easiest way I found of doing this is just give it a nudge with tractor. As it says it doesn't work. Bit more of a run up. Hooba! Stop. Yeah. I like to get it on its flat side because it's easier to stack. There we go. Beautiful. I'm surprised I've managed to get them all on, to be honest. Luckily, the Zeta's reach with the front loader is higher than the Deuce. Oh. Try and get that central, balance the way out. There we go. Beautiful. All bales loaded. Let's get that strapped up. And then we need to, yeah, the Deuce is not going to be able to pull that, which is fine. What do I need to drop? Drop the weight, get that on the front. Get these back into the yard, and then it's a case of, well, we've still got quite a bit left to do. We've got a plough, we've got a lime, and we've got a drill. And we ain't got the biggest drill or the biggest plough, so it's going to take a little bit of time, but that's alright. Come on. Beautiful. Right. We're struggling a little bit, but I think we'll be alright. See how we get on with the hill. It's the lower bales. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, my son, get that horsepower used. That'll do. Beautiful. Right, on to ploughing. Right, we're into January. We've done the ploughing. Looks nice now, that field. It's a decent size. I'd missed the planting time for oilseed radish, so I couldn't get the cover crop in. But not to worry, I can do that in March. We're going to plant the oats in April, I think, now. Give that grass field another month up top to grow. We'll get the oilseed radish in March on that main field. Plant the oats in April. And then we can harvest in August. So, yeah, we're still on track. We've had a couple of pallets come out over the past couple of months. Couple of long planks, couple of short planks and the beams. Silage is ready to go. That's all fermented. Yeah, into silage. So I'm going to get that salt. We're going to sell... I'm only going to sell the long planks, I think, at this point. I think it's the long planks. They're at the best price at the minute. Yeah, long planks. Normal planks are, well, near enough at the lowest at this point. And wood beams are alright, but they're not... Well, actually... 5241, they're at 5264. So yeah, we'll sell the beams, we'll sell the planks, and then I'm going to skip on to February. We'll sell the silage next month, because I believe the price is better then. Yeah, it jumps up next month, so we'll sell the silage next month. I need to buy a cultivator, I realised, as well, because we're going to need to cultivate the grass fields to get the oats in there. This is the one I've had my eye on. 5 metre working width, 180 horsepower to pull. Nice and easy. I'm going to hold off buying it though, in case anything comes up in the store. Yeah, can't do either of those. So yeah, let's get these planks loaded up. I'm going to jump in the landing and bring that back over with trailer. Get the planks loaded up, get them salt off. And then we can move on to selling the silage then. Hopefully we'll get a decent amount from these. Just pulling up to the farm shop now. Oh, steady there. The driving skills need work. 12.5 grand best part of, that's not bad at all. Beautiful. Right, let's get back to the farm. We're going to skip it on to February. And then we'll get the silage salt. Saying that, what's the price like in March? Levels out then, March, April, May, June, July. Yeah. Might wait to March and sell it then, and then we can just crack on, buy the cultivator. Unless something comes up in the sale that we want. I think we'll skip it on to March now, and then we can crack on. We're getting the grass harvested. Are we getting the grass harvested? No, I don't think we are. I think we're doing that in April actually, aren't we? I can get the oilseed radish in the ground. That's what we're going to do in March. Get that done, and then we can get the oats in April. So I will see you in spring. So we're into February and we've had this cultivator come up in the store. Now it's a metre smaller working width than the one I wanted, but it's 10k instead of 24.5, so I'm saving best part 15k, so I can't really say no to that for the sake of 1 metre. So I think I'm going to buy this one. Not that I think it matters on the sake of the roller. So yeah, let's get that bought. Hang on, what do the tines? What do they change? Duckfoot share, wing share. Yeah, it don't really matter. Right, let's buy that. Can't say no to that. Can we? Saving ourselves 15k. Beautiful. Right. Another pallet come out and planks. So we've got 3 of those stacked. Got enough wood to keep this going for a good few months yet. Yeah, let's skip on to March, and then we can start the next stage. Well, spring has sprung on farm. Into March. We've got what else? Yeah, we've got we've got a couple of pallets. What's it looking like now? Yeah, we're not doing too bad here. Got the long planks and another plank, so we'll get these moved. We're not going to sell them off yet. I'm going to keep them till we get best price. We're going to get the silage salt. We're going to get the oilseed radish planted in this field, on the bit that the new bit that we ploughed, and then that's going to be it for this month. And then next month it's all going to happen. We're going to harvest the grass. We're going to get it baled and wrapped. We're going to get the oats in the ground. Steady now. So we're going to go on next month. Right, we'll get these pallets moved and we'll get the silage down to farm shop and see what we make off that. I'm hoping we're going to get a decent amount, because we need to get the harvester to be able to do the oats. I don't want to be doing any more wood really if I can help it. Not enough wood for now. Well, I do hate that bloody river. Got stuck again, as you saw. It's so difficult to see the path to take, especially when you're in first person. But yeah, I had to reload it. Couldn't lose the I couldn't lose me bales. Right. I don't think. Yeah, one way to unwrap them is to unfasten the tension belts, and I don't think that's going to happen because they're all going to fall off. So let's see what we get for these. I'm sure they can unwrap them in farmers market. $25k best part of. Not bad at all to say it wasn't even a full field. Oh, a lot of that was the sort of scrub brush. Right, we'll get this back to the farm. We're going to get the oilseed radish, oilseed radish, the cover crop planted in the first field. Oh, I took the stop sign down. And then we'll pass on to April. It says year 2, but year 2 for me is going to be August when we actually start, when we've done a full 12 months. So we'll pass on to April. We'll get the oat seed in the ground on one field, grass harvested and wrapped on the other field, and then the oat seed planted again in the second field. So I'll see you in April. April is upon us. Busiest month of the year so far for us, I think this is going to be. The oilseed radish is taken, grown. Let's have a look at it. Beautiful. And this is ready to harvest as well, which I wasn't expecting. So, I found as well, I went to put some fuel in the Zeta, and the, where is it? I used this petrol tank here, and this here, not there, up there, is where we do repairs. I completely missed it last time. Only problem is, Zeta needs about 8k's worth of repairs to bring it back up to where it needs to be. Which is not ideal, because we need to get the harvester as well. Let's see if there's out on the sale. What's that? Disc harrow. Yeah, 330 horsepower anyway. Baler. Nowhere near getting that. Okay, so plan of attack. We need to harvest the grass here. Where's my other field? Here. This one needs harvesting as well. So we'll get that mowed. We'll get it windrowed and we'll get it baled and wrapped along with this one. Then we need to get the cultivator, cultivate both these fields up. Hopefully though, they should be fully fertilised then, so I shouldn't need any more fertiliser. The first field does need lime. I forgot to lime it before I planted the oilseed radish, but that's fine, I can do that before we cultivate. And then we need to get the oat in the ground. So, it's going to be a busy old month. The Zeta tractor is knackered and needs, like I say, 8k's worth of repairs. We have got some pallets. We've got a beam, long planks, 4 short planks and another. So we've got 5 short planks, a beam and a long plank. Don't know if what prices are like at the minute. Would be nice if they were decent because we could use the extra boost in cash. Yeah. Well, I'm going to lose about, what, 2k, I suppose. Planks long. Yeah, I think the planks long can go. They're going to take a massive plummet. But they're nearly at peak. Wood beams, 5264, they're actually above where they need to be. So we could sell the planks, the long planks, sell the beams, keep the short planks. I wanted, really, a new spreader. Because that's the one we've currently got. It does 10 metres, which is not a bad working width, but it only holds 800 litres of produce, whatever. This is the one I wanted. It's a mod. It's basically the same as that one, but it does lime as well. 42, so it's 4 times, and it's got a way bigger tank. Yeah. 42 metres. So yeah, that's what I want. I mean, we could get that now, actually. We're going to need a lot of lime, though. So I think what I'll do is I'll start off by selling the long planks, the beams. We'll buy this now. Capacity XL, what's that give us? 6,400, 9,600. Ooh. I would like the XL, but I think we're going to have to buy the standard. We can always change it when we've got some more cash. Just thinking. Is that double? Yeah, that's double for an extra 5k, but we're going to need probably, I'd say, 10 bags of lime. We're not going to need fertiliser at least. How much is lime? Oh yeah, that's only 3.5 grand. Right, so we'll sell the wood. We'll buy the spreader, the XL one. Yeah, we're going to need to repair the Zeta though as well. I mean, we could risk it and wait till the silage goes. Yeah, decisions. Let's get the wood salt and the fertiliser spreader bought, and then we can go from there. Let's see what these wood beams and planks give us then. 8,800, not too bad I suppose. So that should give us enough to buy the new spreader and all the lime we require. It's not going to give us enough to repair the Zeta tractor unfortunately, but hopefully it should last through this harvest at least till we can get the next lot of silage salt, and then we can repair it up. Well, I'm going to take this back to the yard and then we'll start on the grass harvest. See how many bales we get from both these fields this time. My little Deuce Fars just finishing off the baling. We've got a decent amount of bales. We've got 11 off the bottom field. Nice. And what we get? 34. So 11 off the bottom field, 23 off this top field, which is beautiful. So I'm going to get them wrapped and loaded. I think I might be a bit cheeky and use the auto load mod on my trailer, because there's a lot of bales and I can't fit them all on one trailer, so I'm going to have to go load and unload the trailer a couple of times. I know I wanted realism, but sometimes you've got to bite the bullet. So I'm going to use the auto load mod just for these bales, not for anything else, not for the pallets or anything like that, just the bales. And then I need to cultivate all this up and get the oats in the ground, and I think then that will do it for this year and this episode. I did end up repairing the Zeta. It was just under 8k. We sold the old fertiliser spreader, the little one, that got about 3.5k. So that gives us enough to get the lime we're going to need. So I'm going to lime up this bottom field after that, get the oats in the ground, and then that'll probably be it for this year. So we'll bring it back once all that's done, and we can have a rundown of the year and see where we stand going into year 2. Well, year 1's coming to a close. We've got the oats planted. This field, top field, both oats, limed, double fertilised. Good to go. I've got the silage behind us there. That'll be fermenting for another couple of months. It's taken me nigh on 40 hours wheel time to get to this point. We've made nearly $250,000 this year. 200k of that's been on chopping trees down. That's taken a lot of time. Next year is going to be a lot better money wise. We've got all these oats to do. We're going to get some cereal crop in straight after that's done. Some wheat and barley. It's taken me about 2 weeks to do this, but it should be quicker going forward now. The trees took the most time, so hopefully maybe next week year 2 should be up, all being well. Up until then, Supermarket Simulator will be carrying on as often as I can, every other day hopefully. But I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please hit that like button, subscribe if you want to help me out, and I'll see you in year 2. City.